Hello, my dear students. Today, there has been a tremendous change in the way of conducting business due to the development in technology. Nowadays, business has gained a new model in the form of electronic business. The emerging modes of business indicates the recent trends taking place in the manner in which is done. The term mode of business indicates the manner in which the business is being carried out. There are three drivers in changing the dimensions of the business that are digitization, outsourcing, and globalization. Now we can say that the business firms they have to constantly evolve themselves by devising new ways in order to survive and grow among the ever growing challenges in terms of competitive pressure across the globe and more demanding consumers. So, e business and outsourcing have become indispensable instrument for the business firms for creating an edge. In this chapter, we will study only e business, but not the outsourcing, as outsourcing part has been omitted from the syllabus this year. So, we will start with the concept of e business. Let's see what is e business. As you can see, that e business or the electronic business means conducting of the activities of industry, trade, and commerce using the computer networks. It offers the convenience of 24/7 into 365 days a year business. Or we can say that e business is the process and tools that allow an organization to use internet based technologies and infrastructure both for internal and for external one to conduct day to day business process operations. It means they can do their work by using the latest technologies and internet. Now, what is the difference between e-commerce and e-business? Because both the terms are often used interchangeably, but e-business is broader than the e-commerce. So we can say that e-business includes not only the e-commerce but also other electronically conducted business functions such as production, inventory management, product development, accounting and finance, and human resource management. Means all the operations or the activities that are being carried out in any of the business establishment. E-business is more elaborate term and comprises various business transactions and functions conducted electronically, including the more popular gamut of transactions called e-commerce. Whereas e-commerce covers a firm's interactions with its customers and suppliers over the internet. As we know that what is the basic difference between business and commerce? Commerce means the trade, buying and selling, and business is the term which is more broader than the commerce term, and commerce is a part of the business that already we have studied in chapter 1. Here both the business activities and operations and commerce trading are done electronically. Now, e-business has a very vast scope as it covers all types of business functions conducted through the internet. So, the various constraints of e-business are as follows: B2B commerce, B2C commerce, intra-B commerce, and C2C commerce. All these four scopes or constraints we will study in detail one by one. First, let's see a figure. Here it shows the firm as a link between network of suppliers and customers. The rectangle in between is comprises of, or it is representing an organization. Left side its suppliers and right side its customers. When a firm is dealing with its customers, it is B2C. transaction when the firm is interacting with its suppliers, then it is B2B interactions, and when they are interacting among themselves within various departments, then it is intra-firm B transaction. So let's see. The first scope is B2B. Here, both the parties involved in e-commerce transaction are business firms, and hence the name B2B, that is business to business. Here, the use of e-commerce expedites the movement of information and documents and money transfer as well, because money transaction always takes place between two business establishment. Here, the company or the business establishments are using a network of computers for placing orders, monitoring production and delivery of components, and making payments from one organization or one establishment to another one. Clear? The next one is B2C. B2C stands for business to customer transaction, where business firms are at one end and its customers are on the another end. B2C entails a wide gamut of marketing activities such as identifying activities, promotion, and sometimes even delivery of products that are carried out online. Clear? It facilitates the promotion of products online. Many companies, they sell their products and services online to their customers. But it is not only the one way. The second way, it is basically is termed as the two-way traffic, C2B. C2B is very much reality when customers are provided the freedom of shopping at will. And you can very well see that C2B stands for customer to business. Customers are also given freedom to make use of call centers set up by the companies to make toll-free calls, to make queries, and to lodge complaints round the clock at no extra effort or no extra expense. These activities or comes under C2B. In case of intra-B transaction or intra-B commerce, the parties involved in electronic transaction are from within a given business firm. Hence, the name intra-B commerce have been given to it. It is mainly used to interact between management and its various functions and also with people within a firm. Intra-B commerce has made manufacturing flexible, or we can say that various operations of the business flexible because of interaction between the various departments very easily. It has contributed to the effective management and supervision of all the activities and operations. It has helped in efficient management of everything. A firm's interaction with its employees sometimes refers to as B2E commerce, that is business to employee. Now, in case of C2C commerce, here the business originates from the consumer and the ultimate destination is also consumer. Thus, the name consumer to consumer commerce has been given. This type of commerce is best suited for dealing in goods for which there is no established market mechanism. Okay, here the both parties involved are the customers. So where we can find that when customer is interacting with some other customers of the used products, then these such type of activities comes under C2C commerce. We all know that along with e-business or e-commerce, traditional business and traditional commerce is also going hand in hand simultaneously. Let's see what are the differences between e-business and traditional business, and let's see which one is better. As you can see the table here, basis of distinction is given. The first basis of distinction is ease of formation. Traditional business is difficult to form as compared to e-business. Physical presence of traditional business is required, whereas in e-business it is not required. Locational requirement, because physical presence is required, so locational requirement is also required for the traditional business, but for e-business it is not required. Cost of setting up is high because we need a location with the physical asset into it, but in e-business, uh, there is less or no requirement of physical facilities. Operating cost, it is high due to the fixed charges associated with the investment in procurement and storage and production, marketing and distribution facilities, because it has to be done in person or by person. But in e-business, the operating cost is low as compared to the traditional business. The nature of contact with the suppliers and customers, they are indirect through intermediaries, but in case of e-business there is direct contact between them. The nature of internal communication, they are maintaining from top level management to middle level management, then to the lower management. It means they are maintaining a organizational hierarchy in their organization. But in case of e-business, the communication is non-hierarchical, means they are following vertical, horizontal, diagonal communication to make the work fast. There are many more bases of distinction. The next one is response time for meeting customers or internal requirements. It is long for traditional, but it is instantaneous for e-business. Shape of the organizational structure, it is vertical or tall due to the maintenance of hierarchy, proper hierarchy, but in case of e-business, it is horizontal or flat. Business process and the length of the cycle, it is lengthy, but in case of e-business it is shorter as compared to traditional business. Opportunity for interpersonal touch, much more, because physical presence of each and everything is required, but here in case of e-business it is less. Opportunity for physical pre-sampling of the product, very much present, but in case of e-business it is less. We can pre-sample few things just like music, books, journals, softwares, like this. Ease of going global, less for traditional business, but it is very much there for the e-business. Now government patronage, it is shrinking, means traditional business government patronage is shrinking, but for IT sector and for other e-business it is expanding. The nature of human capital, you can use semi-skilled or even unskilled manpower also, especially in the industry and factory premises, but for e-business we need to have technically and professionally qualified personnels. Transaction risk, it is low in case of traditional business due to the arm's length transaction and face-to-face contact, but it is high in case of e-business because the distance and anonymity of the parties, and we all know the online frauds that are taking place during the e-business or e-commerce. So after looking into the distinguish or difference between the traditional business and e-business, we have come to know that e-business provides a lot of benefits to the business personnel or the business establishment. Let us see what are they. The first one is ease of formation and lower investment requirement. The formation of e-business is very easy than a traditional business, that we all know. Unlike a host of procedural requirements for setting up an industry, e-business is relatively easy to start. Second one is convenience. Internet offers the convenience of 24/7, 365 days a year business, which allows a customer to go for shopping well after midnight or at any time from anywhere, just at the click of a mouse or just pressing your finger on the desired button. So we can say that e-business is very fast. So and speed is one of the benefit. As already noted, that much of the buying and selling involves exchange of information that internet allows very fast. Clear? Time taken to complete a cycle from the origin of demand to its fulfillment is very less and very fast. Internet is boundaryless, so it allows the seller an access to the global market, while on other hand it provides freedom to buyers to pick product from almost any part of the world because of its global reach. It also helps in making the society paperless or saving the environment. Use of internet has significantly reduced dependence on paperwork and the attendant red tape. So the work has become faster, as well as there is a lot of savings of paper. Even the government department and regulatory authorities are going in this direction to make the society paperless. So now we have come to the end of the chapter 5. The chapter 5 now has become very short and small. Here in this chapter, we studied about the emerging mode of business, the only one, that is the e-business. What are its various scopes? What are its various benefits? And how traditional business is different from e-business, or we can say that how e-business is different from traditional business. Hope you understood everything what was given in this lecture video. So here the end of the chapter 5. Stay safe, stay healthy, and study hard. Thank you to you all.